Chapter 2. Breaking Bad. 2 cycles had swept past Kepler 2162 since Zero's altercation with Garrick and his subsequent hospitalization. In those cycles, Zero had grown, not just in stature, but in resolve and strength as well. Now in his final year of school, he stood on the precipice of his future, no longer the target of Garrick's bullying, but a force of his own. Zero had invested time in not only honing his mind, but also his body. The hours spent studying advanced technologies and piloting simulations were complemented by time in the gym. Zero had bulked up, his once lean frame now sporting well-defined muscles. He'd taken up combat arts as well, turning his body into a disciplined machine. Garrick no longer attempted to bully him, perhaps realizing that Zero was not the same person he'd once enjoyed tormenting. Standing alongside Zero, equally ready for what lay ahead, was Lyra. She was more than a best friend now, their shared ambition to attend the Celestial Guardian Institute forging an unbreakable bond between them. However, subtle changes had started to creep into their relationship. Lyra began dropping occasional hints and playful flirtations, her eyes holding a certain twinkle whenever Zero was around. Yet Zero, so engrossed in his studies and self-improvement, often missed these subtle nuances. At home, under the watchful shimmer of Starhaven's city lights, Saphira would often hold Zero's hands across their levitating dinner table. The holographic clock on the wall would chime the evening hour, casting spectral shapes that danced alongside the hope and faith in Saphira's eyes. Zero, she would say, her gaze reflecting the distant stars. Your father, Nathan, was a man of valor and courage. He was a hero, much like those you aspire to be in your virtual reality adventures. And I see that spirit in you. These words, from the woman who'd been his rock since he lost his father, fueled Zero's determination. He was set on honoring his father's legacy and proving himself to be a man of valor and courage. During the following months, Zero's insatiable curiosity, coupled with his innate desire to belong, led him to the shadowy realms of Starhaven, where he crossed paths with the notorious Cypher Spectres. To Zero, who thrived on challenges, the cyber gang represented yet another stepping stone on his journey to the Celestial Guardian Institute, another trial for him to overcome with sheer determination and tenacity. The Cypher Spectres quickly recognized the value of Zero's skills. His prodigious abilities in hacking, manipulating complex systems, breaching high-security networks, pilfering confidential tech blueprints, and decrypting the labyrinthine world of artificial intelligence, marked him as a valuable asset. His dreams of piloting a starship were morphed into a thrilling high-stakes game of technological subterfuge. Every successful infiltration of a secure system felt like a twisted triumph, drawing him further down the rabbit hole of his warped ambitions. For Zero, Starhaven had transcended its status as just a city. It was now his battlefield, a sprawling cybernetic arena where he danced a delicate dance between being an honor student by day and a cyber criminal by night. Starhaven, with its pulsating neon allure and intoxicating blend of technology and danger, had ensnared Zero in its web. Beneath its glowing canopy, he was both the promising scholar, Zero Vex, and an emerging player in the high-stakes underworld of information warfare. Yet, despite the dangerous path he was treading, Zero's innate attributes of courage, intelligence, and a deep sense of loyalty remained his guiding lights, mirroring the steadfast gaze of his hazel eyes. Whether he was toiling away on his studies, dabbling in cybercrime, or nurturing his dreams of becoming a mech pilot, he was determined to honor his father's legacy and his mother's faith. Under the neon glow of Starhaven's night, Zero, instead of poring over textbooks for the upcoming exams, found himself entangled in a thrilling mission for the Cypher Spectres. A low, grating voice trickled into his ear through his comm device, breaking the hum of the city's nightlife. Vex, it rumbled, chilling yet familiar. We're onto something big tonight. The voice was Ghost's, his handler in the Cypher Spectres. The man who guided him through the cybernetic underworld, stoking the embers of Zero's distorted ambitions. Facing the sprawling metropolis that housed secrets and opportunities alike, Zero replied, "What are we after, Ghost?" His voice was steady, mirroring the resolve that guided his actions. Ghost unveiled their target. "We've got a lead on a groundbreaking AI algorithm. This thing could revolutionize starship navigation systems." A spark ignited within Zero. The potential was enormous. It could be a key to his dreams. A warped one, admittedly, but a key nonetheless. "Count me in," he said, feeling his heart match the city's relentless rhythm. The voice on the other side seemed pleased. "Are you set, Zero?" Ghost asked, his spectral voice cutting through the metropolitan symphony around Zero. "Affirmative, Ghost. I'm in position," Zero responded, tucked away in a dimly lit hideout. His eyes darted across several holographic screens floating in front of him, a striking contrast to the sprawling corporate office that held their target. "Remember," Ghost's voice filled his ears, laced with a rare combination of excitement and caution. "This AI is advanced, beyond anything we've encountered. It's the next leap in machine learning. If we can get it, we'll hold the biggest advancement in AI tech right in our hands." Zero, fingers poised over the luminescent keys of his bespoke quantum keyboard, nodded at Ghost's guidance. His nerves were aflame with adrenaline. This was more than just another high-stakes heist. This was set to become the pinnacle of his burgeoning career in the clandestine world of cybercrime. Drawing in a deep breath, Zero plunged headfirst into the corporation's formidable digital defenses. A labyrinth of firewalls, advanced encryption algorithms, and vigilant intrusion detection systems was laid bare before his dexterous code manipulation. Each digital hurdle was overcome with an almost nonchalant resolve, every victory solidifying his reputation as a masterful hacker within the underworld. Ghost was his spectral compass in this chaotic maze, his grating voice serving as both a guiding beacon and a stern caution against potential traps. Together, they moved in perfect harmony, a duo of cyber phantoms gracefully pirouetting through the digital realm. The moment Zero broke through the AI's containment protocols was breathless. The digital walls crumbled, unveiling the AI's stunning complexity bathed in luminescent codes. "We're in, Ghost," he announced, a triumphant smile taking over his face. He swiftly initiated the extraction sequence, the AI's data flowing into their secure servers like a stream of light. Watching the extraction progress bar gradually fills was a heady mix of thrill and terror. He was toying with elements that were far beyond the ordinary, but the rush was intoxicating. The stakes were high, for his standing in the cypherspecters, his reputation in the underworld, and the sheer exhilaration of the hack. This was Zero's universe, a realm woven from shadows and cryptic codes. Though it was a far cry from the noble dream of becoming a starship pilot, the dark allure of this world was an unbreakable chain around him. Victory seemed within arm's reach as the last traces of the AI code, now dubbed Nemesis, flowed into Zero's secure servers. Triumph glistened in his eyes, echoing in his rapidly beating heart. But triumph soon gave way to alarm as a piercing siren resonated through his digital interface, shattering the air of success. His triumphant smirk faltered as he realized his underestimation of the corporation's security measures. They had a final safeguard in place, a trap for overzealous hackers who dared to celebrate too early. A tsunami of digital countermeasures rushed forth, slamming against his defenses with relentless force. "Abort, Zero. They've traced the breach." Ghost's voice, usually so composed, held an urgent edge. But his warning fell on deaf ears. The defensive protocols had already counterattacked, severing the connection and bringing the extraction process to a grinding halt. "Dan, I've only extracted 95% of Nemesis," Zero cursed under his breath, fingers flying over the quantum keyboard in a desperate attempt to secure the already extracted data. Cold dread washed over him as he realized the magnitude of his predicament. His cover within the cipher specters was blown. He had become a liability, a loose end in the merciless realm of cybercrime. Zero, once an invisible phantom in this world, was now exposed and on the run. Fleeing from his hideout as the ominous hum of security drones filled the air, Zero's pulse raced. He was now a fugitive, pursued by both law enforcement and the Cipher Spectres. His dreams, his life in the glimmering labyrinth of Starhaven. Everything hung by a thread. With his satchel slung over his shoulder, his quantum keyboard under his arm, and the precious data drive containing Nemesis clenched in his hand, he quickly set his next course. His sanctuary would be a place untouched by the Cipher Spectres and a launchpad for his dreams. The Celestial Guardian Institute. With a stealing breath, he activated Nemesis. The AI, still incomplete yet imbued with a revolutionary algorithm, hummed to life. "Nemesis, I need your help," Zero declared, the weight of his situation settling in his voice. "Statement acknowledged. Please clarify the required assistance," Nemesis responded, its voice as neutral as its programming dictated. Zero didn't miss a beat. "We need to get into the Celestial Guardian Institute." "Understood. Initiating infiltration procedures." Nemesis's voice echoed confidently, unfazed by the monumental task. The rest of the night was a blur of code, adrenaline, and audacious digital maneuvers. Zero and Nemesis, although vastly different, found themselves in a high-stakes dance on the precipice of an unforgiving cyber cliff. The AI, even in its incomplete state, was a titan in the realm of data manipulation and system infiltration, and Zero was the audacious puppeteer guiding its tremendous power. Amidst the chaos of their daring hack, Zero navigated the sprawling maze of Starhaven. Through dimly lit alleys and bustling city streets, he darted with the agility of a nocturnal predator. Neon lights bathed him in an ethereal glow as he moved, a figure shrouded in the enigmatic allure of the cyber underworld. Finally, with a final burst of speed, Zero arrived at a hidden location within the confines of a warehouse. It was abandoned, nestled in the heart of the city, a forgotten relic of a bygone era. The dilapidated structure, standing tall amidst the glittering skyline, served as his temporary sanctuary. Within its crumbling walls, he continued his audacious hacking endeavor, the data drive containing Nemesis clutched tightly in his hand. The sound of whirring fans and humming servers mingled with the pulsating beats of the city outside. Holographic screens flickered to life, casting an otherworldly glow upon Zero's determined face. His fingers danced across the quantum keyboard, a blur of precision and skill, as he booted up the advanced artificial intelligence. Nemesis broke through the outer perimeter of the Institute's digital defenses, deftly bypassing intrusion detection systems. Infiltration successful. "We're inside the outer firewall," Nemesis reported, its voice maintaining the unemotional calm of a machine. "Good, we don't have much time," Zero responded, his fingers dancing on the quantum keyboard, orchestrating a symphony of complex command strings. His mind was a swirl of thoughts, strategizing the next move and analyzing potential hurdles. Progressing further into the network, Nemesis swiftly cut through encryption algorithms and bypassed secondary firewalls. Secondary layers breached. Approaching core database, it stated, the monotone voice a stark contrast to the thrilling, dangerous endeavor they were engaged in. "Almost there. Let's go." Nemesis, Zero encouraged, his gaze fixed on the flurry of code streaming across his holographic screens. Once inside the core database, Nemesis went to work, fabricating a flawless academic history for Zero and Lyra. Database modified. The records for Zero Vex and Lyra Orion now reflect academic excellence suitable for admission. Nemesis announced, the hint of satisfaction in its voice barely perceptible. The tension in Zero's body melted away as relief washed over him. He'd done it. They'd done it. Against all odds, Zero Vex found himself clutching the winning hand once again. It was the dawn of a new chapter for him, a bold stride towards the dream that had always captivated his heart, becoming an ace pilot. They were going to the Celestial Guardian Institute, but the shadows of his actions trailed close behind, and Zero knew that one day they would catch up to him.